we ready? Are we ready?
Everybody that Sundays don't happen by accident. We've got a lot of people involved that come together to make this happen, and with our new location we do need all the hands available if possible for setup and for cleanup and that kind of thing. Today our musician, Jamie McAllister, without the mom's under the weather, but we hope to see her again soon. Oh yes, that's right, and he's a birthday boy. That's right, yeah. Our guest speakers today, Larry Davis and Carmel Pennington. Yay! They're so excited. We're going to have a beautiful meditation later, so yay, be ready for that. Board member of the week is moi. Chaplain is Ms. Marilyn. Hospitality hosts, we have Mary Ellen and Laura. Our spick and span angels are everybody, so please help out so we can leave the place as nice as we found it this morning. Our technology director is Mark Swink. And I'm also platform today doing double duty, so yay. Okay. All righty, let's do our heart song.
In this moment, in this time place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. Open my eyes and see.
All right, our Red Heart welcome. If you are new today at Unity of Bremerton, we welcome you in the spirit of love. We want you to know no matter where you are on your journey of faith, you are always welcomed here. We know that the world is a better place when we are willing to share our hearts. We give you this heart as a symbol of the steadfast spirit that lives within each of us, and we ask you to carry this symbol as a member of this Red Heart Fellowship. Let it be a reminder that the love of God is always with you, and to share your heart wherever you go. The red heart, as a symbol of fellowship in the world, can spread love one heart at a time. Let's start the movement here. And for those watching us online and for the first time, we ask you to check us out at least a couple of times. We have speakers that are from different areas and different topics, so it's always something interesting, so please stay tuned. All right, and our Unity happenings. Next Sunday, we have Michael Bogart with musician Aaron McFadden. Yes. Visiting us today. Welcome, Aaron. Good to see you again. February 17th, we have Reverend Joanna Gabriel with musician Michael Gregory. Yes, good stuff, I'm telling you. And on February 24th, we'll continue with our 12 Powers program, and the topic will be love. So that will include, like we did this last Sunday, we include the meditation about that topic, and then an article. All of this information is from unity.org. So I think it's some good stuff, so hopefully we'll have everybody here for that. And then our board member of the week, that's me too. That's okay. We're flexible like that at Unity. Please be sure your cell phones are off. We're on vibrate. Especially important today because Carmel will be leading us in a meditation, and we would just hate for somebody's alarm to go off in the middle of a meditation. So please put it at least on vibrate, if not completely off. For those of you here for the very first time, important information. Ladies' room is in this door here. Men's room is through the double doors. If those are busy and you need more facilities, we do have them upstairs as well. And parking is a little bit better on Sundays. Buses don't run on Sundays, so there's more street parking available. That seems to be our biggest challenge at this new location. Other than that, it seems to be going pretty well. We want to remind you that we're live streaming our service, so that we ask that you keep conversation down because it is definitely picked up in this new location. The acoustics are wonderful for the musicians, but for the conversation, unless you want somebody else to hear you. We also want to remind you that the prayer request forms are available in the back on the table there, and you can also grab a form, fill it out, put it in the offertory bag when it comes around. Either way is fine. Unity of North Kitsap has a weekly meditation, Thursday, February 7th at 7 p.m. Prayer and meditation around one large community drum. Walter Muller will help us express the prayers of our hearts. Through the amplification of togetherness as one, our invocations can multiply exponentially. Everything is provided, so all you need to do is show up. Everyone is welcome. Meditations are held every Thursday in the Fellowship Hall at Faith Episcopal in Poulsbo. Okay, so last Sunday we started the 12 Powers series, which we're doing this year. We're on our non-minister Sundays. We do have a few extra copies, so if you're interested and you'd like to see the bulletin with the meditation in it or the article that we shared, let me know. I do have a few extra copies available. In our new location, we have many tasks that must happen every Sunday, and we need more help to make those things happen. There are sign-up sheets on the table in the back. Please sign up for a specific task, or just plan to be here by 9:15 on Sundays so that you can help us get everything in place so we're ready to go by 10 o'clock. Or plan on staying after to help clean up and put everything away. Being a member means putting in your time and talent as well as your treasure. Let's make this new beginning a time for everyone to be more involved. If you have any questions or comments, please see a board member. Thank you for that. And now we'll light the Christ candle that represents the divine light within each of us. And we'll read our mission statement together. Where'd it go? There it is. We are a welcoming community supporting our mutual quest for spiritual truth. And our invocation, statement of faith. There is one presence and one power active in the in my life, God the good omnipotence. And now time for handshakes and hugs. Please be gentle, or if you're not a hugger, please shove your hand out there. And we'll get back to business in just a little bit.
Hi, Debbie. She ran late. I'm on my way. Hello, dear one. How are you? How is your Well, I don't want to go up there and, have a hand out. It's mine.
It's a pleasure.
No, it's Carlisle. No, it's Good morning. Yes. I'll take one more, just real quick. Oh, yeah. They're so funny. Anyway, yeah, so he's okay.
Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. For Thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Pure and holy, tried and true, with thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you.
You tricked me. I thought I was going to get to make my entrance on the third singing. You made it. Today's daily word is harmony. Divine love, wisdom, and understanding bring harmony to my world. When I reflect on the various relationships in my life, what feelings come to mind and heart? Do I feel the joy of kinship with family members, of shared experiences and accomplishments with co-workers or within my community? What I bring to each relationship determines my experience and may even influence the experience of others. If there is a friction or tension, I choose not to respond in any negative or insensitive comments. Instead, I view every relationship, every situation, through the lens of my being a living expression of God. I am a harmonizing presence as I let God be God in me. I affirm divine love, wisdom, and understanding bring harmony to my world. From Micah 6, verse 8, what does the Lord require of you but to do justice and to love kindness and to walk humbly with your God? God bless us.
Best we get too. Somewhere else. Okay. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing beauty today. I'm choosing beauty today. I am walking the road of heaven right now. I'm choosing beauty today. I'm choosing life today. I'm choosing life today. I am walking the road of life right now. I'm choosing life today. I'm choosing joy today. I'm choosing joy today. I am walking the road of joy right now. I'm choosing joy today. Big one. I'm choosing love today. I'm choosing love today. I am walking the road of love right now. I'm choosing love today. One more time, love. I'm choosing love today. I'm choosing love today. I am walking the road of love today. I'm choosing love today.
Right? Carry on.
Whatever.
Right, yes.
I'm flexible. Okay. Well, now this song, whenever I hear this song, I always think of Holy Spirit. I always think, I think it was written as a secular song, but I always, it always hits me. It's talking to Holy Spirit. When you're down and trouble and you need some love and care and nothing, oh, nothing's going right. Just close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there. To brighten up even your darkest night. You know this thing. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running. See you again.
class, Larry Davis and Carmel Pennington.
Thank you. It is such a pleasure to be here. Is the voice okay? Can you all hear? You want me to stand higher? Okay. Okay. So anyway, it is absolutely a pleasure to be here today. The way this usually goes in our household, just so you have an idea, is the mic, from me I'm hearing a little funniness.
We are too.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand right here. How about that? We'll try that. Marilyn's telling me to move closer to the mic.
Yeah, bring it up. Lift it up.
You want
No, no.
Stand to the side,
Move
Larry.
the
It was
arm
fun.
up.
We'll go over here.
Just take the arm, turn it a little bit. Because when you're further away, I gotta push.
So what do you want me to do? I want to
Lift it
get
up for me.
Yeah. For the benefit of those further
right. I'll be distracted.
Knock him out.
Okay, we'll do that. Perfect. Okay, rewind. Hi, everybody. Welcome. This auspicious day, this is an auspicious day. I did a little research today. And today happens to be the second largest consumption of food in America besides one other day, Thanksgiving. So we call today Super Bowel Sunday. I told you that joke would work. And I told her I would do one joke, and that was my joke. Anyway, thank you again for having us. And the way in our household it goes like this, I get a message from Cindy, and I go, this is awesome. We get to come back to our community. And then she goes, oh, what? A talk? When? I go, trust me, it's awesome. And she always is. Me, we're not for sure of. But she's always stellar. And she'll be closing out with a meditation. When I think of coming here, and I think of Sunday talks, I had been, my years here in Unity, I had been in the back doing the sound, and my sense of it is there was always this golden nugget that the speakers always offered, an amazing golden nugget. And sometimes those golden nuggets came from somebody's experience, or somebody had a life-changing experience, something really remarkable, and they shared their golden moment, their golden nugget. And then people would come in and they'd talk about something they learned on this path of life, and you'd sit there and go, wow, that was really amazing. And sometimes when I was at the soundboard, I get a sense there was a separation between the speaker and me, the speaker and us, because it was almost like, I want to have what he has, I want to have what she has, and there's a gap. And when Cindy connected with me on this one, I said, I don't want a gap. I'm you, I'm of this community. I am Unity of Bremerton. And that's what really, that this is called talking from the heart. It's not from the head, it's really in the heart. Because for Carmel and I, this is our church. We met in this church. And some of our dearest friends are in this church, this community. It's a blessing. There is no separation. There is none. And it is an honor to be here, truly. And so this message is really talking about how, me personally, how I landed here. And it's a very long story, but I'll condense it. Because it really is a weave. And it's a weave about following the heart and following our intuition along that path. And this story started about 30 years ago. It's kind of an amazing one. 30 years ago, I was an up-and-coming principal, and I was just living a life that I always had in my head. This is what life was to be. And one day, and this is actually 30 years ago, I have a car accident, and I am most fortunate to be able to walk out of that, basically untouched, flipped my car on Highway 101 in California, going somewhere around 65 miles an hour. And one message came through to me at that moment, was the idea that for some reason I'd be standing in front of groups of people and I would be speaking. And because in my head, I thought that was the principal thing. I kind of dug in deeper and said, yes, I'm on the right path. that principal thing is that place for me, because that's where I get to speak to just rooms of people. But little did I know, that wasn't the path that I was really on. It wasn't. And so I'll share a quote. Cease trying to work everything out with your minds. It will get you nowhere. Live by intuition, inspiration, and let your whole life be the revelation. Eileen Cady, with that quote. Because what happened was, 20 years ago, 10 years after the car accident, the real crash happened. That's when all of a sudden, all those visions that I had of being a principal just came to one forefront of a conversation. And that conversation was with my supervisor, and it sounded like this. If I won the lotto, or if I happen to have a life-threatening illness, I wouldn't be doing this job anymore. It came out of my mouth. And I realized that was the crash. I couldn't do it anymore. And I eventually came to this place and I said, what am I going to do with my life? What am I going to do? Intuition spoke truth. You're going to be supporting families on a path called advocacy. There were no advocates in Washington. There were very few advocates in the state, as well as across the country. And lo and behold, following intuition, following the heart, I've been on that path for over 20 years, and I'm grateful for that. Now, how does that connect? We'll get there. However, another person in our life who has great influence has the following quote, and this is from Oprah. What God intended for you goes, let me restate that. What God intended for you goes far beyond anything you can imagine. It fits. Here I was thinking, my career, I'm not a principal anymore. What am I going to do? I'm moving into advocacy work, and no one's ever done this before. And all of a sudden, I'm taking the ferry boat, going back and forth to places where I had never been, and I was hoping that, and I remember sitting in my car before every meeting that I'd go to going, man, I hope that I actually make sense. I hope I could actually make a difference. Because there was something within me, within my intuition that said, you are on the right path. Well, on those ferry rides, this is 10 years ago, all of a sudden I see a magazine, and it was called North Star Matters. And it was just about parenting, and it was about ways that we could enhance our lives as parents working with our kids. And I looked at this magazine, and it just kind of came in, again, intuition came through, and said, you're going to write for this magazine. You could do this. And I wrote them saying, hey, listen, I'd like to move in this direction. I'd like to see, maybe I could contribute. Within a week and a half, I get a response back. Lo and behold, within about a month and a half, and this is 10 years ago, I'm starting to write for this magazine. It's locally based, but publishing all around the region in Washington State. I didn't know that it was going to later be bought by the Unity Church. And it was called Unity Family Matters. They changed the name. So now I'm writing for a national magazine in the Unity Church, which is actually interesting because I had never been to a Unity Church. I had no idea. So I decided, you know, it might be worth to check it out. So I came over to the church on Trenton, and Max was doing a presentation. He was doing the Sunday talk, and I thought, wow, this is awesome. I am home. I am home. Well, lo and behold, I found out that this church was closing up, the doors were going to be shut, and it was going to be no more. And I thought, well, that's not good. That's not the direction I want to go in that way. So I put that Unity Church off to the side. To make that story now even more interesting, I ended up getting married. And one of the things that my to-be wife at that time said is, hey, let's go to that church that's on Trenton there. You know that Unity Church? Let's do that. I go, I don't think that's a good idea. The last I heard, they are closing up. I don't think it's, no, she goes, I think there's something happening there. I think we should check it out. So we jumped in the car, we went, and all of a sudden we walk in, and there's this amazing church, and whoa, this is different than I remember. There are no more pews, there are these blue chairs, and people are just kind of like friendly, and it's like, wow, this is welcoming. And they're on the stage, doing the talk, doing the ministerial work. Happens to be this woman, and it's Carmel. And all of a sudden I went, oh my God. See, I'm sitting with my wife. And we had been, in fact, at that time I was going through counseling work because I had discovered pretty early on in this marriage that it wasn't the right thing. It was a mistake. And I'm sitting there, oh my God, my heart is coming out of my body. There's this woman who's on stage, and I'm thinking, she's the one, because lo and behold, she was the one. We met a few years earlier at a yoga class, and it never was something that myself or her ever forgot. And I was always on this path going, when am I going to meet her? When am I going to meet her? Well, we never did, until that Sunday. But I'm married. Oh my gosh. Well, lo and behold, the marriage ends. We eventually become not only best friends, but partners in life. And to make the story even more interesting, my wife at the time, today, she happens to be like the live partner wife of my brother. Who would think? Intuition, following your heart. Like really, God intended for us goes far beyond anything you can imagine. Isn't that so true? So true. So now moving 5 years ago, moving in this connection, Carmel moves out of the Unity Church. She goes beyond and doing other things. And we are living in a house in Olala, and life is going fairly well for us. We have friends coming over our home, and we all of a sudden discover that we have to move because the rent is going outrageously high, and we're thinking, this is silly, we don't know what to do. So 5 years ago, we put our hat into the ring in terms of trying to figure out where we're going to go. Someone shows a house to us that really seems like something that we could never, A, afford, and everybody told us, please don't buy, because prior to our visit, the home was a vagrant home. It was going to be a teardown, and one of the most notorious flippers in the county bought this house, flipped it, and everybody said, don't even go there. Don't even look at this house. Well, we did. Intuition pops up, listen to your heart. In a conversation with our agent, during the inspection, Carmel turns to the agent and says, you know, we'll get a sign. A message will come to us about this house. Lo and behold, it happened quite immediately. As she and the agent are looking up, because they're looking at a horrific inspection report, they see above the house, I mean, within like basically 50, 60 feet of the house, 5 eagles circling the house. What kind of message is that? She turns to the agent and says, we're doing it. Now, I wasn't there at that particular time. And I go, that was not a good inspection. And she goes, honey, we're doing it. It's divine. It was definitely, we were inspired. And we've moved on, and it's just been a blessing ever since. Now let's connect it back to unity. In our home, in this room today, some of our best, closest friends in our life join us each week in our home and on Sundays as well. And we are so blessed to be a part of this community, the Unity community, which has really touched our lives. And it's always been this amazing whirlwind of doors opening and things closing, God's intervention, but most importantly, listening to the voice within our hearts and our intuition along the way. So going back, when we talked earlier, this was weeks ago, I said, hey, I'm going to turn this into Super Bowl Sunday talk. This is going to be awesome. And she said, Larry, do you realize the people who show up, especially on Super Bowl Sunday, don't want to have anything to do with the Super Bowl? I go, yeah, I know, but it just seems like such a hook. It's clever. I let it go. Up until this week when I was looking at some quotes on intuition, and I found the following. This is awesome. The more you trust your intuition, the more empowered you become, the stronger you become, and the happier you become. I'll do it again. The more you trust your intuition, the more empowered you become, the stronger you become, and the happier you become. Pretty wise, spot on, and that's our story. That quote is from Gisele Bündchen, who happens to be the wife of Tom Brady. What do you think? So that's my Super Bowl connection. So in closing, here we are today. Here we are today. Likely this is going to be our last talk for a year or so, because we're going on another adventure. Now, people know about Carmel and I. We go on adventures, and we go to these remarkable places and things like that, and it's been extraordinary. It's kind of a different adventure. There's a sign in our home that says the following, and those of you, many of you in the room have been there. We have a sign that says, we travel the world in search of what we need, and we return home to find it. So true. And instead of us traveling the world and doing all these crazy things that we are known to do, we're going to go on an adventure, but we're going to do this adventure inward. And it's within ourselves in that particular life. And so when we return, our vision is we're going to be transforming ourselves to a whole new version of us. Carmel, Larry, and us together in that light. We'll have stories to tell, we'll have nuggets on this path, but most notably, and this is the point, most notably, we'll have better versions of ourselves to be able to share to the world. And that's what we're striving for, the best that we could be. And that really comes through, again, the intuition, following the heart, and being able to move in that particular path. So with that particular transition, as our true heart guides us toward our true selves, listening to the heart, we're going to be listening inside. So I'm going to ask my Valentine, my partner, Carmel, to help guide us moving forward. Thank you so much.
I never know what he's going to say. And I sit over there going, he really just said that out loud. But it's okay, it was beautiful, it touched my heart. There was one part in there I think he didn't mention. When he was writing for that Unity magazine, he ended up doing their radio broadcast. So he was on Unity Live for quite a while, actually. There's several recordings, you can still go listen to him. So he was a big part of that Unity transition. So I'm going to guide you in a meditation today, and it's fascinating because I didn't get a chance to read the daily word. So when Marilyn came up here, which is always my favorite part, the daily word, and I found out that the word was harmony, it touched my heart because that's what the meditation is about today. It's about harmony and rhythm. And when your heart is in that place, it heals. It can heal all things. So, let's move from there. And the other thing that I noticed was that in today's bulletin, there's a quote by Charles Fillmore, and I'd like to share that with you. It says, "Love harmonizes. Thy harmonizing love is mine, and I am restored to peace and health. Divine love, like a magnet, charges my mind and prospers all my affairs." Divine love, like a magnet, charges my mind and prospers my affairs. It's so beautiful.
So today we're going to explore the part of ourselves which is the source of love, our heart space. From here, your whole life can be harmonized. So I invite you to please find a comfortable position with your hands lightly in your lap, with your palms facing upwards, and gently close your eyes. Allow your breath to flow naturally and effortlessly. Connect with your body and notice any tension it might be holding. Send loving thoughts to any areas in need of attention. And invite your body to release any stress, any tension. Let your shoulders relax. Just let that stress and tension simply melt away with each inhalation and exhalation. As you continue to inhale and exhale, allow yourself to feel calmer and calmer and more relaxed. And now that you are relaxed and in a state of peace, I invite you to look deeply within your heart for any issue or place of darkness that might be in need of healing or extra love. Take a little time to observe it. Acknowledge its characteristics. See if you can find a way that it has gifted you, possibly taught you something you needed to know about yourself. Trust your intuition to tell you what that lesson is or that gift. You can turn it around in your mind, see it differently. Ask it, what did you come here to show me? Once again, see if you can find a way that it has gifted you or taught you something you needed to know about yourself. And then thank it for the lessons it came here to teach you. Now in your mind's eye, place it lovingly on the platter you hold in your hands, and then set it on the floor. You can pick it up later if you find you need to hold on to it. But for now, let it rest and gently introduce this mantra. My heart beats in rhythm and in harmony with God's love, and I am healed. I'll repeat it a few times. You just listen gently. My heart beats in rhythm and harmony with God's love, and I am healed. My heart beats in rhythm and in harmony with God's love, and I am healed. The repetition of this mantra during meditation helps you to connect with your heart's healing energy, and it opens you to the flow that is your essential nature, which is love. I invite you to repeat it silently to yourself. My heart beats in rhythm and in harmony with God's love, and I am healed. My heart beats in rhythm and in harmony with God's love, and I am healed. My heart beats in rhythm and in harmony with God's love, and I am healed. Every beat of your heart is a rhythm of your soul. My heart beats in rhythm with a harmony and with rhythm and in harmony with God's love, and I am healed. I am a harmonizing presence as I let God be God in me. My heart beats in rhythm and in harmony with God's love, and I am healed. Divine love, wisdom, and understanding bring harmony to my world. My heart beats in rhythm and harmony with God's love, and I am healed. I invite you to say these words along with me. My heart beats in rhythm and in harmony with God's love, and I am healed. My heart beats in rhythm and in harmony with God's love, and I am healed. Can you imagine what happens when each of us expands our energy from a feeling of love to a being of love? My heart beats in rhythm with the harmony of God's love, and we are healed. My heart beats in rhythm and harmony with God's love, and my family is healed. My heart beats in rhythm and harmony with God's love, and our community is healed. My heart beats in rhythm and harmony with God's love, and our nation is healed. My heart beats in rhythm and harmony with God's love, and our planet is healed. This is all reflected in a beautiful quote from the poet Rumi. Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. As your heart beats in rhythm and harmony with God's love, you expand your energy out to the world. To keep this flow of love in motion during your day today, practice giving the energy of love to yourself and each person that crosses your path. As you give, so shall you receive. If at any time during the day you find your thoughts criticizing or judging yourself or others, take a moment and breathe deeply. And as you exhale, gently forgive yourself and remember the truth of who you are. I am an harmonizing presence as I let God be God in me. Take another deep breath and affirm in a state of loving kindness. My heart beats in rhythm and in harmony with God's love, and I am healed. Namaste.
Before I start, my brother Joseph would have turned 64 today. So we were really good friends. So this is for my brother. This is called Friends. Melvin Child. I hope the day will be a light highway. Friends are found on every road. Do you ever think of any better way for the lost and weary travelers to go? Making friends for the world to see. What you need, with a friend at hand, you will see the light. If your friends are there, then everything's alright. It seems to me a crime that we should age. These fragile times should never say goodbye. A time we never can shall erase. Friends together, once a child fly. Making friends for the world to see.
back in the room. Okay. Now that we're back in the room, let's thank Carmel for that beautiful meditation. And Larry for that wonderful talk. Thank you very much. We are truly blessed. All right, now is the time for our offertory. So as you're preparing your tithes and love offerings today, think about how blessed you are. And as you are writing your check or giving your gift, send your blessings out. Together, I give willingly, joyfully, and lovingly, knowing that God is the constant source of my supply. I give with graciousness and receive with gratitude. Thank you. All right, in February, whoopsie, February birthdays. Yeah, I know, January's done already. Okay, no, February. Where'd the other birthday? She snuck out. She snuck out. Well, Jamie and Barbara.
And Carmel.
And Carmel. Who else? We've got January and Irene. Wow, February's just an awesome month. So we've just got to.
And Daryl.
And Daryl. Aw, Daryl. Yeah. Well, and my best, Jim Bryan. My best friend when I was growing up, her birthday was February 3rd. One summer, we were obviously really bored because we figured out the difference between her birthday and my birthday was 2 months, 2 weeks, 2 days, 2 hours, and 27 minutes. I know, right? We were like 7th grade, so, summer you had time. But anyway, so there's our February birthday girl. All right, and well, we've got a bunch of them, so we've got to sing. Ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear. Happy birthday to you. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you. We're wonderful. God is blessing you now. Yay. And mocha birthday cake made by our one and only Ann is there to enjoy. Oh, and he's got an announcement.
Next Sunday, February 10th, we are having a party at Vintage Apartments behind Target up on the hill, In the back there'll be balloons, and if you need directions or the address, I can give it to you afterwards. But we're inviting everybody to come and celebrate our birthdays.
Should we bring our bathing suits?
3:30.
Yeah, it's up the hill on the way to Oak Table, if anybody's ever been to Oak Table. 3:30 potluck.
Start time? Okay.
Yeah, 3:30 start time potluck. All right. There you go. Look for the balloons. All right, so any other good news? Good news, good news? Good news, good. Yes, ma'am.
I was watching the news this morning, and there's a big movement to spread love in our world, and people are buying billboards and posting the word love. And one man said that instead of being against things, we need to start being for things. And when you're coming from love, you're in the present. And I thought, whoa.
That sounded like a unity thing.
I know.
Yes, yes, be in the present.
Very heartwarming.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Maybe we need to like spread the word, change all our Facebook cover pages to just love. Fill it with love. Anybody else? No, no, no. Alrighty, well let's sing our peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God